Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being part of our conversation today as we look at the current state of affairs and the appropriate responses. There are so many issues happening around us, within us, and in our country as a whole that cannot leave us without saying something. We call upon you to be an extension of what you're doing right here, right where you are, by inviting more people to join and be part of the conversation. To help us in the conversation is our guest in studio, who will introduce himself and his business of life. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Morning to you. Welcome to RCM Studios.
Thank you.
Please give us your names and your business of life.
My name's Engineer Fred Nabangi. Mostly, I do capacity building work. I moved away from mainline engineering about 25 years ago, when the UN assigned me some project work.
Okay.
I've been doing that in the private sector, in the general public, and on occasion, I've also done it for public staff, people of the ministry, some colleges, including Kenya School of Government. Yeah, at some point.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You have done a lot in terms of national building. Now, Kenyans are generally not a happy lot based on the current opinion polls. And some of them are saying that the country is headed in the wrong direction. I don't know what your view will be on that. Do you agree with the opinion polls that we are headed in the wrong direction? And this also coming in the backdrop of not just this year. These polls have been running, I could say, as back as 2023, 2024, and the verdict seems to be constant. Over 60% say the country is headed in the wrong direction. What's your thoughts on the same?
Okay. Yes, the trend seems to be clear that the country is headed in the wrong direction. I would not join the bandwagon simply because the trend is saying that. I would simply ask another question.
Yes.
Why do Kenyans feel the country is headed in the wrong direction? Is it simply because life has become much harder? Or is it because their expectations and aspirations have not been met? Or is it simply because they are angry about something? Or even someone or some people?
Wow. So, in view of those questions you have posed, what do you think would be the accurate analysis of the current state of affairs?
I think that the pollsters should go beyond the negative feeling that people have to the root causes of those feelings. Because as an engineer, I know that until we get to the root cause, we can continue making noise. We are not going to solve any problem. If the country going in the wrong direction is a problem, and it is a problem, what's causing it? Or who is causing it? If it is a factor, we can definitely reverse it and we can work at it. If it's an individual, then the most sensible thing will be to ask the individual to stop doing it or to get out of the way. The mantra in leadership, obviously, is you can only do three things as a leader. You can lead, which is what the purpose of leadership is.
Yes.
And the minute you discover you have no ability to continue leading, it's instructive that you follow whoever has the capacity to lead. So that's the second function. If you can't lead anymore, then you need to follow the person who can lead.
Okay.
You get behind. You become the leader of the followers.
You step aside. Stepping aside in this country is...
No, I haven't stepped aside yet. I'm just saying that you fall in line behind the leader.
Okay.
Because leadership is a journey. And you cannot be unable to give us leadership on the journey and continue to stand in the way of our going. Yes, there would be a stampede. You're about to cause pandemonium. Perhaps that's why people are saying we're going in the wrong direction. The last thing that a leader would do is, if you cannot lead and you are unwilling or unable to follow, the third option is for you to get out of the way. The step aside.
Okay.
It's the third one. It's not the second one.
It's not the second one.
So every person who is considered a leader must be alive to those three roles.
Okay.
Of course, there's a fourth role. If you are in that position mistakenly, then you do nothing.
If you're in that position mistakenly, you do nothing.
Well, because you can't lead anyway.
No, still on the issue of wrong direction.
Yeah.
It is said that it's the wearer of the shoe that knows where it is pinching. Kenyans are not new to different political leadership. Has the outcry been constant in terms of saying that the country is headed in the wrong direction?
Every so often, whenever the pulse of the nation has been checked using the polls, we get signals such as this one. Sometimes they've been positive, but oftentimes they're negative. This regime is not the only one that has been given a negative indicator. Others have gotten it before. I think Uhuru in his last years was viewed reasonably negatively. Yes. And some people are saying when you're in the second term, you're a lame duck president. Trump is in his second term. He's lame duck president, you would argue. He has very negative ratings, but he's leading. Yes.
So are we in any way saying that the polls are not giving the right state of affairs in terms of the situation faced by Kenyans?
I think the only factors they've brought about is that the cost of living is high, and many people feel frustrated with life, and perhaps what they had expected or were promised in the run-up to the previous elections may not have been delivered. That's what I've picked up. And on the basis of that, Kenyans may be right, because some people voted on the basis of
the promise,
and some were looking for a nirvana somewhere. Yeah. The trouble with the promises and the vote is that one is marketing, and then the leadership is delivery.
Okay.
And that the promise and the delivery require balance of capacity. The capacity to promise and the capacity to deliver are never checked before we vote.
It's easier to promise than to deliver.
Obviously. And some people have said, over promise, you will under deliver.
Okay.
Under promise, you over deliver. Clever people under promise.
Then they over deliver.
Generally, they are viewed very positively.
Or they have lowered the standards. So
exactly. So they can't afford, they can't
cannot
fail.
Be caught by their same trap.
They were offering so little, they can't fail, even if they tried.
It. Okay. Wow. Well, we've had recent the president, and there was a task force that was charged with looking into the victims of protests, and some lost their lives and all that. So it is being interpreted in the response of the president as an admission that the administration oversaw some atrocities that were committed against Kenyans. And there are some machineries for some framework for organizing some compensation and all that. What's your view on that?
Okay. The gesture of compensation to those who suffered atrocities and those who lost loved ones is a positive step anytime. But the order of carrying it out is, in my view, what's in error. You are not going to find closure by offering people money before you make it very clear that those who visited the atrocities and including the murder of these young people have been found, because they're in this country.
Yes.
They have been subjected to the legal process. It's 3 years. None of them has been arrested or subjected to the legal process. And that they are actually going to serve their time so that it does not recur. It will be very unreasonable. In fact, I think it's pitiable if, God forbid, that somebody else dies this year on account of atrocities when we are trying to compensate the families. And it could well happen.
So, are you suggesting that the president and team are jumping the gun or avoiding to do the right thing?
In Kenya, politics is all about optics.
Okay.
And I think the president and his team know that if they continue working the optics, and Kenyans have got a warthog memory, many things will just go under the carpet.
Oh my God. So nothing has come out of this entire thing?
Compensation cannot be, in my view, the response to what went wrong.
Okay.
It can only be an addition to correcting what went wrong.
That's a bonus, not.
It can't be the main thing.
Be the main thing.
No.
Okay. Well, we also had a serious debate on the establishment of a quarantine center in Laikipia for US citizens.
Yeah.
To what we are reading in the papers. And Ebola victims from Congo could come for quarantine in Kenya. How do you look at that? And you can give us a hind understanding. Is that the norm?
Okay, I do not know the agreements that were made between Kenya and the US, but I'm aware there is an agreement to deal with such emergencies on the medical front between the two countries. I understand it's as far back as 2015. So in terms of a basis, there already exists.
Okay.
So you can say that whoever is doing that will be doing it with the permission from law. However,
yes,
if America itself is unwilling to risk Ebola victims or patients being flown into the US, that they must go to a third country, one would ask, what is this super capacity that Kenya has, or the ability to resist Ebola, that we can do it on behalf of the US? That would be just common sense. It has nothing to do with whether it's legal or it's not. There is an argument you can say, okay, America stood with us in the COVID-19 and even others before, HIV and others, even malaria, I believe.
Yes.
And there's a lot of American input into our health system here.
Yes.
But the decision as to how Kenyans should be protected against a pandemic such as Ebola cannot be made for us by Americans.
Mm-hmm.
We would have to make that decision.
Yes.
And I think perhaps if there was some bit of participation, the views would have been the basis for making that decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this appears like decisions are being made on behalf of Kenya without Kenya being involved.
Okay, the president, our president, was given mandate to do a number of things on our behalf. And he has been making decisions on our behalf.
Yes.
But in my considered opinion, there are some decisions that ideally, especially involving another country, that, for example, Parliament should have been involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because that's the second level of representation.
But in the looking closely in the operation of the current president, he seemed to be very keen on how he could work freehand without majorly consultation, especially when looking on how there was something called Hustler Fund. Its implementation had some legal issues.
Mm-hmm.
And the president seemed to be keen on finding a way around the law other than use due process. Like when there's a demand that something has to go to Parliament, and Parliament has to debate, and if it approves, yes. If it doesn't, it should be put to hold. From 2013, from 2023, 2024, 2025, when you look closely in how the operations are, is the further you are from accountability, the better.
Okay. When the president acting sometimes without inputs from Parliament,
Yes.
as would be expected from law, of course, that's not right. But I guess he gets advice. That's why he has so many advisors. I understand 20 some, and I'm told they're top notch. Some of the best brains in the country. You would expect that the digestion of those minds would help him get closer to conforming with the law.
Yes.
Rather than away. So that doesn't happen makes suspect the.
Is it the advisors or the advised?
No.
Advises himself.
You cannot get 26 or 20 advisors, pay them from national coffers, and not take the advice. That would be something that should actually Kenyans would want to get their money back at some point. Maybe not now, but then it would have to be brought
Eventually,
back. Eventually, because then what was the point? Now, if the advice was given and it was not used, and those people advising had any sense of professionalism in themselves, they would not be advisors. They would leave. And as you are saying that we just want to start the blame game, this one, that one, no.
You said we are in our optics.
Yeah. So on the matter of the president flouting the law, first of all, he's not the first one to do it, because even during Uhuru time, there was flouting of the law in certain situations, which I still condemned and condemn. But this one now, in my considered opinion, is getting a little bit too far.
Okay.
So, if Parliament had any sense in it, and I'm saying this with a lot of respect, then the impeachment which was brought on the deputy president should have been focused on the president for flouting the law and the constitution in the situations that has happened.
Okay.
But if that's not happening, then it is with the acquiescence of the parliament. And then we just continue. Is it parliament? Is it the president? And then there are court orders which are disobeyed.
Okay.
I mean, all this. And then we are saying that we are the most mature democracy here. That's why I say we are going very quickly towards a democratic government. Democratic. Yes.
Government.
The demons will be doing the decisions.
Making decisions.
And the rest of us will just be running around and complaining. I mean, really?
No, before we drop that, you said something that I'm running into constantly on social media. And that is when questions are raised about how this administration is doing things, especially the negative things. The issue of the previous governments also did it. Even Moi did it. Even Kibaki did it. Even Uhuru did it. Seems to be the mantra being pushed. And to me, that doesn't sound like being responsible.
Okay. I did not compare Ruto's administration with Uhuru's with the intention of balancing it out. I was simply saying that the trend has picked up. That there was such behavior in the previous regime, but it has gotten worse in this one. Now, whoever gets to justify that behavior by saying they did it, we do it, is not just a lazy brain, because there's so many of us who are lazy brains, but it's not a patriot.
Okay.
Because if you are a patriot, it's not about the mistakes that were done by the founding father, the second president, the third president, the fourth president. No, it's about stopping the mistakes that the current leadership is making, because we can. We cannot stop what happened in history, but we can stop this one.
Prevention is better than cure.
Yes, and actively we are engaged. So really you can't correct. There are some things you can correct historically. Like I was saying, we can ask the guys who are taking the money and giving wrong advice to pay it back.
Yes.
At the time when that becomes necessary. Because it's possible. But we are talking about 3 presidents who are now dead. You want us to now go and jail their graves? Because that is possible. The Nazi people who killed the Jews, their graves were committed to jail. And the graves were actually jailed, some of them. We can do it. But that would be, in my view, very retrogressive thinking. Progressive thinking is that a mistake was made. We probably didn't correct it. We should have been better people for the experience. So now we should not let it happen again. That's learning.
Okay.
Are you suggesting Kenyans can't learn? Don't learn?
We'll pick it there shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, as the conversation continues, we need you to interact with us. So please, if you have a question to our engineer here, put it in the comment section and we will get you the answer appropriately. Please, we need you to be a participant, not a spectator. So share widely and get more people to hear and learn from what we are talking about right here. Thank you very much for staying with the conversation. Now, engineer, on the same premise, it appears that Kenyans gravitate more on justifying ills other than addressing them. If we don't find a justification, we look for who can we blame or who can we use as an scapegoat to evade confronting what is prevailing. And in the past, politically, it appears that the late Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga was a good scapegoat. If you say even Raila said, or Raila agreed with it, or Raila supported it, that was the end of the argument.
I liked what you said earlier. A scapegoat.
Yes.
No, before we... Okay. The scapegoating.
Yes.
On issues that should actually be addressed directly.
Yes.
Is become part of our norm, especially in the political space. And yes, it's true that when Raila was around, very many people would hide in him. Some people have made careers by hiding in him. Yeah. But he's now gone.
Yes.
So obviously, we are in a hunt for another scapegoat.
Okay.
Increasingly,
yes.
Gachagua has been contesting for it. My fear is that those shoes are too big.
Yes.
For almost many of us. The issue that we need to deal with is this.
Yes, sir.
Do we solve problems in this country whenever they show up? Let me give you some history. When Mzee, the late President Kenyatta, I was in primary school and high school. He died when I was in Form 5. Yeah. So he died when I was fairly cognizant of what was happening.
Yeah.
Towards the end of his regime, an approach to leadership erupted in this country, where whenever there was a problem, an external threat would be used to pull the country together, and the problem would be buried. Moi, who took over from him, he perfected that one. And then, of course, he even did better than the foreign threat. He even introduced local threats. Yes. Kibaki, on the other hand, tried to be professional, at least in his first term, but went back in the second term to the same thing of islands, using islands to manage the country. This island against that island, tribes. Uhuru came to power using the island equation. 2 islands together and a few thrown in besides presidency. William Ruto used what?
Same math.
If there was variation, I need education. So for as long as that was the basis for leadership, then we don't solve problems.
Okay.
We use the next problem to hide the previous one. In fact, I've come to accept that every time we have a problem in this country, the so-called leadership in this country just generates another problem to take our minds of the one that is present. There's a fella recently who was supposed to be jailed in the city hall, city county of Nairobi. He fled Dubai. In the aftermath, somebody else in the city hall was arrested. And some people were taken to court. The Dubai case vanished. It doesn't exist, does it?
I'm hearing it from you.
Oh, okay. That's how you solve problems. I'm using that as immediate example.
Yes, yes.
There are many examples. So you have this problem, to make it disappear, create a bigger one. A ACK meeting which was disrupted by goons.
Yes, sir.
I suspect there's going to be another meeting disrupted before the week is over. And then now, which one do we deal with? The ACK one, or the one that is going to be disrupted, or potentially others? We don't solve problems. We actually create some to mask other. That's one. But as an engineer, I know.
Yes.
I know. There are only 4 ways of solving problems. Only 4 ways. Maybe other disciplines have more, but for educational purposes, for Kenyans, there are 4 ways of solving problems. One, the first one, which is used by 90% of our people and more, is sit on the problem until you can't sit on it anymore. Then you frantically deal with it because it's do and die. Not do or die. Do and die. The second option is, well, we've been caught in it like we're caught in the Ebola. React. Yes. Oh, and we are reactive. Yeah. That's the second one.
Yes.
The third one is you proactively make a plan to deal with situations that you anticipate, either from historical trends or potential, and from potential assessment of what will happen in the future.
Okay.
The last one, which I hope it will visit Kenya someday, is you precipitate the problem so that you solve it before it comes. When Ebola Center was announced, I thought we had gotten there. Solve the Ebola problem before it arrives.
Yes.
That was a stroke of genius. But everything else around it is marks of the first 3.
Yes.
Yes.
The first 3. You are in the field of engineering.
Yeah.
As you are coming to the studio, we passed some section around Mombasa Road.
Yes.
Where we have these, story buildings.
Yes.
And, they're growing very tall.
Yeah.
But the ground is flooded. And it has not rained. Are we still courting another problem? And why should that be the case from the engineering point of view?
Okay.
Yes.
We have affordable housing.
Yes, sir.
That's part of a contributor. It's not the only one, because there are other high-rise buildings which are not affordable housing. Every house, I'm a mechanical engineer,
yes,
but I went to school appropriately, so I understand a bit more than mechanical.
Yes,
most engineers should. Every house that you put up must get services.
Yes.
Services may include power, water, and
of course, transport.
And how you deal with rubbish,
yes,
whatever
waste,
exits the house.
Waste. Yes, yes.
Because when you get food into the house, you get water into the house, you get people into the house, you get power in the house, there must be waste.
Yes, yes.
So it must be disposed of. And the waste disposal system should have been put in place everywhere. Inadequate amounts for you to put houses where they are. If that's not been done, then obviously you're just inviting disaster, even a pandemic. Yeah, cholera can come.
Yes.
Yeah. Cholera doesn't just erupt. No, it's the environmental.
Okay.
So if that place is flooding, it is possible the drainage is not working. That means surface water from rain and other sources. But beyond that, it's also possible that those houses don't have any disposal system. So they're dumping it. I stay in Ongata Rongai. In December, when there's no rain, the roadside drains are still full of flowing water. Open, smelly, sometimes even raw waste. Yes, human waste. Yeah. But more buildings are going up. Nobody's discussing disposal of the waste. I talked about 4 ways of solving problem.
So are you saying that we have reached a place as a country where professionalism is no longer a priority? Is a whatever you find to do it anyhow?
Okay. I think there's still professionals in this country who are doing the best they can. But I also know some have given up. Because they've discovered if you want to be poor, then be professional.
What?
I can say that again. If you want to be poor in this country, be professional.
You are scaring us. Professionalism and poverty are
directly proportional.
Why is that the case?
In a country where the most corrupt are celebrated, you can't be professional and be corrupt at the same time. Because the ethics.
Where? So we have a choice between being professional and
making it.
And making it.
Yes.
These twisted people are the ones that have made it so, or it's us who have bent to allow it to be the case?
Very many professionals work under extreme pressure to fit in the system.
Okay.
Those who are in it and doing well have embraced the system. So they do the thing that we call see no evil, do no evil, be no evil. Yeah, just
be there.
We are here to make a living. Yes.
Where? So we are faced with an already corrupt system. What is your take about the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission? Are we not fighting corruption?
You said fighting corruption?
Yes.
Okay, I'll keep it neutral. By the way,
yes.
Let's begin at the ground.
Yes.
What is corruption? Because that's one question that has never been answered in this country. We don't have a definition of corruption. That's why a petty thief is considered corrupt. Yeah? A clerk who is, forging some documents is corrupt, isn't it?
Yes.
But the man who authorizes the billions to be stolen isn't corrupt.
He's working hard. He's a performer. He's delivering.
He should be promoted.
Yes.
And usually he gets elected after he has done that.
So what would be the appropriate definition of corruption before we even try to fight it?
Okay, I kept looking. I'd hoped I would find it somewhere in the documents, even from EACC. I think it is somewhere, but the one I saw, okay, I'm not working there, so let me not say anything. In my view, corruption should be viewed as the devious manipulation of systems, processes, to divert benefits to the undeserving and away from the targets.
Okay.
But put another way,
yes,
is the misapplication of resource to opportunity, using the devious manipulation to divert the benefits from the targets.
But that sounds like what we are legally, politically engineered to do.
Then we should make it official. I am not rooting for corruption to be legalized. But I'm simply saying, historically, that countries, including America, developed from very corrupt practices and very undemocratic practices. When I speak as an African, I've always said that democracy is too high a price for our development.
Break it down.
That if we have to be democratic, it means that the majority have to be in on the decision for us to act. When you're in a country where the literacy rate is below 50%, and the voters' literacy rate dips to 30%.
Yes.
Then every decision you're making by democratic principle is wrong to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah. That is a different discussion. But where you have elite, like the guys who are in parliament, who by law, they must have achieved certain minimum level of literacy, then there's no excuse for them collectively not using democratic process. But the voter can be excused because not every voter has the capacity to be able to make sound judgment in the process. So if you are always using the voter as the excuse for our failure, it is wrong. Because the law requires that the people to be voted for already have qualified in certain ways. So even if we make mistakes, their literacy should in some way cover for that.
Yes.
But in our case, it seems like the voter is probably the better one.
The voter is we would say
the better decision maker.
But on that voter deciding, if we allowed the system to work as it's supposed to,
yes,
meaning that before somebody gets to the ballot, should be weighed and tested and found not wanting. Then we place those people who have no question marks. We have checked them thoroughly. We don't issue certificate of good conduct as a piece of paper, but as a serious background check on everyone. So if we had clean people on the ballot, the voters will land on one that will do right, no matter who they decide. But if we interfere with the system of sieving who gets on the ballot, we will have everybody on the ballot, and the limited literate voter will end up picking the wrong person.
Okay. There's the issue of placing the wrong candidates on the ballot.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's there. But we should ask, what gets people to get to the ballot? It is not the sieve. The only sieve that we have in this country is the pocket.
Oh, the sieve we have in this country is the pocket.
How much have you amassed? And usually how much have you stolen? It gets you on the ballot. So the question would be, the man who has stolen the most surely becomes more attractive. Why? Because the campaign, in most parts, is how much the fella will dish versus how much the opponent will dish. That has happened.
Isn't that the corruption we are talking about? Manipulating the systems.
But if
yes,
EACC allows that to happen through how many seasons now? 5 seasons, as far as I know, EACC. I was on the ballot in 2007, so I know. I'm not imagining. The person who gets the ballot is the one who has paid the highest price to the party. Generally speaking, I was in ODM.
So the party clears you at EACC?
No. You see, EACC for many people,
Yes.
has now become simply routine. I was cleared in 2007. Some guys were cleared with me in 2007. Have they required to be cleared again? They are running MPs. Some of them are permanently there, so they have been cleared. They are already Mheshimiwa.
So you're cleared once and for all. You will never go back again.
But if he's Mheshimiwa, even if he was to be cleared again, he'll be cleared. Almost certainly.
Isn't that the failure of a sieve that we are paying as taxpayers to help us gap the evil in the land? But now they have become facilitators of the same evil.
You could say that, but the counter question would be this. Do we have a single case of a sitting MP who, when going to the next election, has not been cleared by EACC?
That's what we wonder. Do we need the EACC in the first place if looking at the parliament and how the parliament has operated so far? And, somebody sent me a post here about Mutuse saying that the people were complaining about the fuel prices should not be talking about William Ruto. They should take the complaint to the rightful place, and which is talk to Trump so that he stops the war in Iran, and then the fuel price will drop. That's a member of parliament addressing Kenyans. Now, does that commensurate with his responsibility by being a representative of the people in the National Assembly?
He doesn't represent me. He represents another constituency. But if I was to advise him, I would say this. If we've been applying to be the 52nd or 51st state in the US, have we been applying?
I'm not aware if we had.
If we've been applying, then yes, we can go and ask Trump. But if we elected William Ruto to lead this country, and we made mistakes and elected people like Mutuse to be his advisors and handlers, then we should not ask them. We should not ask Trump. We should ask ourselves. Yes. Do we have working brains? Because if we take someone into parliament and it is suspect that he has brains which are not working, then he's our representative. Likewise, we carry similar, the evidence is in the public domain.
So the parliament is a reflection of who we are. We should admit it first.
The worst reflection.
Because
there's corruption.
Okay.
The process of corruption makes sure that the very worst get there. Actually, in the US and in UK and other countries, you get elected on the basis of three things. That you have character. Character. It's the first one that's checked.
Yes.
That's why if you are found to be suspicious in behavior, you don't wait to be whipped. You just resign. Including prime ministers in the UK, they've resigned. On allegations. Allegations.
Only.
Allegations. Character. Which I want to explain. Character is the product of integrity and courage. And where I sit, integrity is conforming to standards or raising the bar on them. That's integrity. You always seek to do better than before.
Yes.
In every sense of the word. That would be integrity.
Okay.
And courage would be that whatever the circumstance, that's what you would do.
Okay.
That's about the first quality for election. And I'm saying this because you didn't ask me if I should have a marking scheme, but we need a marking scheme for our electors. And the first one is character.
Yes.
The education should be what is character, and people can break it down. The second one is brilliance. Not the one of classroom and exams. No. That given a situation, you would use your brain to interpret it in the manner that most of us can benefit from that.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliance.
Yes. That would be brilliance. I'll shorten that. And some people call it ability. And ability, of course, has got 4 pillars. Aptitude is the first one. So when somebody's aptitude is in the basement, it doesn't matter what you do. They can't represent you.
Okay.
Number 2, that they have used that aptitude to gather some knowledge relevant to the situations in which they will be working.
Yes.
Operating. Number 3, that aptitude would assist them convert that knowledge into some practice. So you can have evidence of problem solving and such.
Yes.
And finally, that they have an attitude that enhances that ability.
Okay.
Yes. That would be brilliance. And finally,
yes,
energy. Now, energy is the conversion of this ability to high output. Yeah. So, ability, which is converted to effort, if you apply it to producing result, it's called work. Energy is useful work. High energy simply means that your character, your ability combine to produce value-added outputs.
Okay.
That's the evidence of energy.
Now, that's the criteria that America uses. What happens when it comes to Africa? We are told democracy is about numbers. All you need is numbers.
Okay, even in America, numbers are important because the principle of democracy is that the majority will have their way and the minority will have their say.
Yes.
But the beginning point is that the people who are on the ballot, who are going to be representatives, have been appropriately sieved.
Good.
According to a management, a great management named Warren Buffett, he says that if you hire someone with rotten character, then they can only use their brilliance and energy to destroy everything. And I think that is our model.
Our current state of affairs.
No, our model, African model.
Our African model.
Look for the most notorious person. That would usually be our representative.
How do we get from here as we wrap up?
We can move away from this by some civic education initiatives, some of which I personally get involved in.
Yes.
We can move from this by people who believe in the national values, standing up for them and offering themselves to be exemplary representatives. So role modeling for others.
Okay.
But above all, we must start asking ourselves how to bring leadership into our space.
Okay.
Remember, the Kenyan law, like all other African laws, do not mandate us to elect leaders. The law demands of us every 5 years in Kenya to elect our representatives. The dictionary is very clear about representative and leader.
Yes.
They are not the same.
They are not the same.
Secondly, when we started, I mentioned something to this young man about the 5 factors that can take you up. Those who know a bit more than I do argue that everything like John Maxwell says, everything stands and falls on leadership. Says that. I've done a little bit of research. I've used some other people's information. And now I know that a functioning system, country, household, or even individual must be alive to those factors working together.
Okay.
But that above all, that is leadership. You do not win an election and by scoring the highest vote, you mutate into a leader. You are a representative. Go and represent us. Now, if you represent us very well and do what leaders do, you become a leader.
Qualified to be a leader.
Yes.
I've asked this question and I want us to learn from there. Kenya is known to be the best in athletics.
Yes.
We are also not performing poorly on football based on the results we got in Tanzania the other day. Now, when it comes to putting together the national team, we go for the best of the best to go and represent us. Be it football, volleyball, athletics, in every sport. What happens when it comes to political leadership? We say that anyone can go, anyone can get the position. We throw away all standards, we throw away all criteria.
Because that's why the first confusion was in equating representation with leadership. So every time someone gets elected or is appointed or nominated, they become leaders. No.
Is that a constitutional confusion or is it just a creation of culture?
No, it's a lacuna in our culture, not law. It's in the way we have been socialized. So whoever becomes a big person, materially speaking, they become a leader. Elsewhere, leadership is very clearly understood. Leadership is been defined by Peter Drucker as an ability. And it's therefore the ability to influence others to go to those places and perform at those levels they would not have dreamed of.
Okay.
Yeah. It didn't say influence themselves. Influence others. Call them followers. To go to those places and perform at those levels they would not have dreamed of. I want you to mirror that on any one of the people in this country we call a leader. Anyone. Anyone. Previous, current, imagine. And see how far we've fallen short.
Wow. In the interest of time, this conversation will pick up some other time. I want to give you the last minute. You give your message to the country and promise them one or two things in the next program.
Okay. Kenyans, fellow Kenyans, our country is struggling. And the reason it is because generally we do not appreciate the value of leadership in the various spaces. While leadership is not on the ballot, it would be useful for many of us to become aware of the requirement or the need. In fact, at the moment, it's becoming the urgency of getting some people into leadership so that we can reset the direction in which the country goes. The abbreviated form of leadership is 3 variables. The first variable is direction. So when you hear wrong direction, remember it's leadership. The second variable is information. So when you hear people are confused and they're making noise, there's a lack of information, and that's leadership. And then when you hear people are complaining about being hungry, not having enough money in their pockets, it's because they're not getting solutions. The third variable in leadership is solutions. So direction plus information plus solutions is your marking scheme for leadership.
Thank you. I want to appreciate you for giving us time to talk to us, and we hope that we'll have you again in the next show in helping Kenyans make sense of our senseless politics and our life in general. Ladies and gentlemen, we must bring the curtain down on this one, but it's just a pause because there is a lot here that we all need to embrace and become better people. We will never have a better world until we are able to raise better people. And those better people we've just learned in the conversation will be influenced and caused to come into effect by right leadership run by right leaders. So before you go to the ballot and put your vote behind someone you think will be able to represent you, what informed your decision? Why you do what you do matters more than what you do. I think we must think deeply, assess carefully, and conclude rightly with the future in view. God bless you. Let's meet in the next show.